Now we're rolling. Damage Plan MMA podcast. I'm Jason. As always, my co-host, the voice of MMA in Utah, Mr. Zack Partridge. What's cracking?
What up, dog?
Just a Friday, another hot-ass day in Salt Lake City.
I mean, who cares what it's like? UFC's 264 is tomorrow.
Woo!
Who cares?
I'm so stoked for that.
It could be negative 10 degrees. It could be 130. Who cares?
I don't.
Suns in 4.
Suns in 4, baby. Suns in 4. We got another Fighter Spotlight podcast this afternoon. Calling in all the way from Hawaii, Mr. Bronson Buck, fighting on the SteelFist Fight Night card July 31st. He's actually fighting one of your teammates, Zach.
Yes, he is.
He told me before he comes on, he's knocking Marco out. I'm just kidding. Bronson, Marco Bronson. He didn't say that. I'm totally starting shit. He didn't say that. Bronson, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Bronson, I heard. So you're like a ghost online.
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah.
It's 2021. Why are you a ghost online, bro?
I don't know. I was just never really about that, like social media type stuff growing up.
I don't hate it. Your life's probably better without it.
Yes.
You played football?
I used to, yeah.
Where'd you play?
I played at St. Louis High School down here, and then I played at Castle for my senior year, and then I went to Southwestern Community College in San Diego.
Okay. All right, Bronson, guess what? In high school, I played against St. Louis High School.
Oh, for real?
Nice.
My junior year, we took state here in Utah. I played for Davis High. We took state. In my senior year, us and Timpanogos High School here in Utah flew over to Hawaii, and we played St. Louis High in Aloha Stadium, or St. Louis High School, and then they played Kahuku High School. Kahuku? Did I say that right? Yeah. So, and they played them, Kahuku High School, that weekend. So I've actually played my senior year. We played a game over there in Hawaii.
That's pretty cool.
Hell yes.
Y'all smashed us.
Yeah.
Playing against the team of like out here, you play a team and they have they'll have like a handful of Polynesians.
Unless you go to East.
And it just is what it is. Well, at Davis High, like Northridge had a few and Clearfield, but then you go over and you play St. Louis High School and y'all Hawaiian Polynesians. And I think they said almost like half the team ended up playing Division I somewhere from the team that we played.
Crazy.
So there you go. I know a little bit about St. Louis High School football.
Bronson, you're making your MMA debut July 31st, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So how did this come about? What got you into wanting to fight?
Well, growing up, I was always a hothead. I always wanted to fight. And
not being from Hawaii.
And then last year, while I was training during the off season, COVID happened and everything kind of got shut down and the season got canceled. So I just needed something to do to stay active, and I got into jiu-jitsu. And then from there, I just started hitting up promotions on my own. I was like, hey, I want to fight, never fought before and all that stuff. And a few promotions got back to me. SteelFist was the best, and they tried to help me out with everything because I'm new to this, so I don't know what I got to do. And then from there, I was like, okay, I need a striking coach. So then I hit up a few gyms down here, and I found Westside Striking. I've been training there for a little bit now, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, SteelFist is so been around for a minute, and look around and see kind of the regional ones. SteelFist is probably towards the top of the promotions in the country, I would say, at getting fighters from no experience to kind of giving them some direction, help them get into the cage, get some fights, get things going, and help get you enough experience to decide if this is what you want to do or not, if anything. Yeah. And then they will even, guys that stick with SteelFist, they take care of them pretty good for a really long time. So I would say consider yourself fortunate, which I consider myself fortunate that I found SteelFist. All my fights have been for SteelFist as well. So
what's cool for you guys is you're both fighting on the 10-year anniversary of SteelFist, of their first show. is the 10-year anniversary show. So
right,
it's pretty freaking awesome.
Which is wild because a lot of promotions don't make it that long. Let's be honest.
So Bronson, what do you know about your opponent? We had chatted a little bit before we got on air. What do you know about Marco?
I know he's tall, super tall. He's a jiu-jitsu guy. I know he's been training for a long time and all that stuff. Yeah, he seems cool.
You guys will like each other. He's a good kid. You seem like a good kid. Like it's a good fight. It'll be a good fight for sure. I mean, if I know anything I know about Hawaii and Hawaiians, you guys are always down to fight, and Marco's kind of come from that same cloth. He's from Serbia, and he's always down to fight. Like he's a different breed.
Could this be a sneaky fight of the night, Zach?
Oh,
Bronson and Marco?
Not even sneaky.
You know what's funny is
Hawaii versus Serbia. Give me that all day.
Well, when I was posting your thing today, Bronson, I totally spaced the fight in general, and I know obviously Zach's fighting, and I know the co-main event, but there's so many fights on that card that I'm losing track of who's fighting. I was like, oh crap, this could be a sneaky good fight of the night here.
What so this is your first sanctioned fight and stuff. What
sanctioned?
Oh, get out in Hawaii. That's like what you guys do for fun, right?
Yeah.
Did you grow up like watching like BJ Penn or Max Holloway or any of those guys? Like,
I was always an Anderson fan, and of course I would watch BJ if I could, like if he was on TV. But yeah, I love watching counter strikers. I'm not much of a counter striker, but that's my thing. I love to watch like Izzy, Anderson highlights, all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you watch a lot of the UFC fights?
Yeah, I try and watch every card I can.
Who do you like tomorrow night?
I want Conor to win, but either way, I wouldn't be like sad if Dustin won. I hope he deserves it, so I wouldn't mind that either. And then I want Wonder Boy to get one. I want him to get a title shot. He deserves it.
I predicted it earlier this year. I think Wonder Boy's the next champion. I think he's the only person that can beat Usman.
Yeah, I'd be sad that if Kamaru lost, but if it was to Wonder Boy, then yeah,
I'd be cool.
Sure. Yeah.
I wouldn't hate it. I'm torn on that fight. We every Friday, Zach and I, before the fights, we do a breakdown of the UFC card, and I've made all my picks except for that fight. I'm so torn because I love Wonder Boy.
Gilbert's a savage too.
Yeah.
I'm one of those guys that when you see everybody I see is picking Wonder Boy, nobody's giving Burns a shot. I'm like, what are we missing here?
That's crazy.
That's where I'm like, oh man, Burns is dangerous, man. That's what's kind of setting me back on making that pick, but I got to make it because we're going to record in an hour.
Yeah. Bronson, who would you say that your own fighting style reminds you of, like when you're watching the UFC?
Honestly, I don't think anybody right now. Like I'm pretty new to this. I've been training for like almost a year at this point, but I don't think there's. I'm still learning a lot. So I feel like every time I'm in the gym, I learn something new, and then boom, my game changes a little bit. So I don't really know. I would love to fight like kind of like a Gilbert Burns or like a Kamaru, like good on the ground, but they can stand and fight. That's what I'm aiming for, but yeah, right now I'm not too sure.
What do you enjoy more, like kickboxing and boxing, or like jiu-jitsu and wrestling?
At first I thought I was just gonna like kickboxing and boxing, but then after like a few jiu-jitsu sessions, I really like that too. I think just the whole sport in general, everything about it. I like ground standing, all that.
See, like I always viewed myself as like I'm gonna bang with people. Like I'm just gonna stand and bang. And I hated going to jiu-jitsu for like over a year. My first year training, I hated jiu-jitsu.
Should I play the clip?
No.
What's the clip?
He caught me saying.
I caught him on air right before we went live saying something about jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. I'm like,
we won't say it on air.
Specifically, I didn't like gi jiu-jitsu. Like I hate that gi. I used to. I used to. So, but
I was going to say, wait a
go
second.
ahead.
I have that clip saved, Bronson, in my back pocket because I'm going up to spar next Wednesday with Zack and doing a Shark Tank with him. So just in case he tries to go a little too hard, I'm going to make sure his coach gets that clip if he tries to clip me too hard.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
No, but it's and then the last like year and a half, I've completely fallen in love with jiu-jitsu now. And now I'm just like, and the guy I'm fighting, he's a heavy wrestler. And now I'm like, okay, like if he wants to go to the ground, like I'll fight off my back. I don't care. Like I love jiu-jitsu now, you know, like so it's so weird how like the different parts of the game ebbs and flows, but I feel like my striking's gotten way better, but I enjoy jiu-jitsu the most now. So that's why I was asking. Cause like I always viewed myself as like I'm going to stand and bang, but what, Jason, I think for my last 4 fights, I've picked people up and slammed them and been the one to initiate it going to the ground. Yeah. So it just is what it is. It'll be interesting. I'm super excited. I probably won't watch you guys' fight cause I get too amped up. Just waiting in the back, but I definitely look forward to going back and watching your guys' fight because I know what Marco's going to bring and I feel pretty confident that you're going to bring it too. So be fun. When do you come to Utah?
The 27th, I'm flying out.
You're flying out? Mm-hmm. Do you plan on trying to keep coming back to SteelFist, or would you like to try and try out some other promotions around the country as well?
I think I'm rocking with SteelFist for a while. I think it in my personal opinion, it'd be better to get a bunch of wins in one like promotion instead of like jumping around and like, so I'm gonna stick with SteelFist.
Now, am I wrong on this? Are you guys fighting at 195?
195.
Yeah, I saw that. It was super middleweight is what they're calling it, I guess.
Yeah.
Is the goal to get to 185 eventually?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna fight around there. Maybe welterweight, but that's a long way away.
Trust me, my last fight was at 185, and I'm dropping to 170. It's not a fun weight cut, brother.
Yeah, I know a guy. When you're
ready, and when you're ready, hit up Jason.
Yeah, I need some help with that nutrition stuff.
Yeah. Hit me up. We can talk after. If you got some questions after, hit me up. I'll help you out.
Right.
No, that'll be really good. You'll love SteelFist. Have you ever played? Oh, you did. You said you played football in California too?
Yeah.
Have you ever done any like sports or athletics elevation before? We're a little bit higher up higher up.
Yeah. No, but like when I did go to Cali, like my first practice, I don't know, like it felt like the air was just so thin, I couldn't breathe. It took me a little bit to adjust to that. Yeah.
Do you have any do you have any concerns with that coming to Salt Lake City to fight?
Not really. I my cardio I feel is probably better than when I was playing ball. I run as much as I can. So I feel all right.
Good. Yeah, that's good. Because that was actually the one thing that I'll never forget going over to Hawaii and playing football is the other coach from St. Louis High. He told he complimented us on our conditioning because he's like, man, even in the fourth quarter, you guys were just still coming and coming. Well, dude, we had all that air to breathe. Like there's so much more air down there. It was like there, the air's a little thinner up here. So, but no, that's good, man. Get that road work in and you'll be fine.
So Bronson, is this something that you want to continue on in the fight game and try to make a career out of it? Or is this something you're just trying to get your feet wet and see how it goes? What's the long-term approach? Obviously not looking past Marco in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, definitely not looking past anybody. I want to do this as long as I can. I do love football, but once I started training and sparring and getting in the gym and all that, and
this is so much
I don't know.
Better.
Yeah, I like it's all me now. Like, you know what I mean? Like in football, you can go out there, get 20 plus tackles, but you might still lose the game. But in fighting, like it's all you. So I really like that aspect.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I love it. So
I'm the same way. I was football for life, like eat, breathe, sleep football, love football, everything. And then I found MMA, and I had somebody ask me, and I'm like, I would have never played football, baseball, or basketball if I would have found this when I was like 9, 10 years old.
I wish I would have gotten into it earlier in life. I just never had any desire. Always watched it, always enjoyed it. It just never was my thing till recently. Now I'm starting to train more, and I'm hooked now. So
absolutely. So
Bronson, you got a prediction for the July 31st?
I don't want to start nothing, but no, Marco seems super cool, but I don't plan on losing. I'm gonna go out there and do what I've been doing in training camp, and I'm gonna put on.
I like it.
Cool.
I like it.
Yes. Here's the thing. Here's the reality of it. I love Marco. He's like one of my main training partners at the gym. Because he fights 185. I was fighting at 185. Now I'm moving down. But the thing is nobody goes in there planning on losing. So there's no disrespect coming out and just saying what you think is going to happen. You know what I mean? You guys both put in work. I always tell everybody, your job is to show up, make weight, and be ready to fight. Whatever happens after that, it just happens. If you do those 3 things, all respect. It's all good. And I'm sure Marco feels the same way. You guys will put on a great show. For anybody listening, sneaky fight of the night for sure.
I can't wait. I'm excited. Bronson, any sponsors you want to give a shout out? Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you get out of here?
Just my coaches, Coach Paul, Coach Mike, Yancey, Westside Striking. That's all.
Right on, brother.
Roger that. We'll see you July 31st.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Bronson. Appreciate you joining us.
Look forward to meeting you, Bronson. Take care, man.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
Yeah.